Hey everyone, it's Franco, your business vlogger here. Today I wanted to go over the coronavirus and discuss its impact on business. So if you've heard about the coronavirus, you've known that it's a pandemic, which means that it's spreading all around the world, right? And as a result, different governments are implementing different measures and encouraging people to stay home or to not go on different flights. Now, when it comes to those measures, because people are deciding to stay at home or not to travel or not to go to big events, these businesses are seeing fewer revenues coming in, right? And I think that it's very likely, and I've read some articles that say it's possible, but I think it's very likely that in this case the US is going to go through a recession in the next few months because businesses all across the board are going to realize that demand for their products or services are declining because people do not want to go out and purchase something. At the end of the day, there's also that uncertainty with the stock market, and people are kind of freaked out about what can potentially go down over the next couple months. And when people tend to panic, they tend to kind of save up their money for a rainy day, or that's what they should be doing, right? It's not something we want because we want people to spend money. That way the economy is able to keep on growing. But that's not what we're seeing. People are not going to events because some of them are being canceled, but also because some of those events have a lot of people and the potential for getting that virus is there. So now the reasoning behind the recession is the following. If a business, in this case, let's say the airline industry or an airline company realizes that there are fewer bookings for their flights and they still have the same amount of debt, well, if they only have a certain amount of cash, they're able to use that cash to stay in business for a certain amount of time. Now, over time, if this coronavirus is not contained and people are not encouraged to go out and make normal purchases, well, these airlines are going to have to trim down on some costs. That way that they're able to keep on paying their debt and they're able to stay in business. So essentially, sometimes what ends up happening is that when businesses need to cut costs, they will cut some personnel. And as a result of this, the unemployment rate goes up because people lose their jobs, because these companies are not able to keep on paying their salaries. And when these people lose their jobs, they also decide to kind of hold the money that they have, which prevents another company from getting that money. And it's like a domino effect that essentially hurts a company, hurts a country, and really takes us in that direction of a recession. I do think that there are two things that businesses can do to improve their chances of surviving. And the first one is to get cash. And by that I mean have cash on hand or have credit available so that your business is able to withstand any short-term, I would say, expenses. So let's say this whole coronavirus issue really affects businesses for 3 months. Well, if you're tight on cash, then definitely if your business should consider getting a line of credit maybe, or working out some deals on some debt repayment. That way these next couple of months are not that hard on the business to the point where you need to cut some costs, and by that it means that you cut some personnel. Now for the second thing that businesses should do is that they should be a little bit more digital. And by that I'm talking about some businesses like accounting firms or some law firms where they're able to conduct their business online and not necessarily always in person, right? Now I do know some law firms, in this case one which is a client, told me the other day, hey Franco, can you add online conferencing in these ads that we're running? That way people know that we don't need to meet in person, because that's something that's in demand right now. And that just goes to show that if right now people are deciding not to go and meet up with people at a location because they want to be away and reduce their chances of getting this virus, that digital is the best way to be able to stay in business, continue getting business when you have all these issues around you. And this also applies to some other companies that sell products. If you're a small store and or a small shop and you are in a mall, obviously your mall is going to have fewer foot traffic, which means that you're going to have fewer revenue coming in. So if you could start an online store and then ship out any of the orders that you get online, then that could potentially help you to reduce the likelihood that you don't get any revenue coming in, because people are still potentially able to find you online. They're still able to buy from you without having to go to your business, because people aren't doing that right now. So those are two things that businesses should do. Again, it's to be able to get cash or to be able to have enough liquidity so that they're able to withstand any big expenses, especially for prolonged periods of time. And also to go digital, adopt digital where possible, because right now it's what people are more comfortable with, since they're trying to avoid any physical, I would say, interaction with a business. So let me know what you thought about this video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you're able to check out a lot of my other business content as it's being released. And yeah, again, this is Franco, your business vlogger. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and I'm out.